This news update is brought to you by
I'm happy. Now I'm gonna take my time. I'm happy. Enjoying myself with lime. I'm happy. Escape from reality. Yay! And let lime take care of me. We're just happy and smiling. Doing almost anything. Having fun and just living. Shopping, chilling, everything.
Get happy with Barbados' largest and fastest 4G network. Activate any Lime prepaid or postpaid mobile plan today.
This is the Barbados Today morning news update for Thursday, October the 23rd, 2014. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. A pleasant good morning to you. The Freundel Stuart Administration is being warned against introducing any further stringent tax measures on the business community and the country as a whole. The strong word of caution has come from the Private Sector Association of Barbados as it commented on the central bank's latest economic performance report for the third quarter. Chairman of the association, Alex MacDonald, put the government on notice that its recent tough measures had already licked the wind out of the sails of the business sector. Government's fiscal adjustment program is already falling behind by $174 million. And in a veiled appeal to the administration, MacDonald called for a loosening of the tax noose. Meanwhile, the economic challenges impacting the country are taking their toll on the government's welfare department. Minister of Social Care Steve Blackett has acknowledged that recent financial cuts instituted at the level of the Ministry of Finance had affected the department's ability to issue welfare grants to the thousands who rely on them for daily assistance. Blackett was contacted by Barbados Today after one affected mother complained bitterly to this media house that her welfare support had been slashed in half. The woman, who did not want to be identified, says she was previously receiving $180 a week for maintenance from the welfare department, but was now getting only $90. The 28-year-old mother of four, who currently has a full-time job, said she was finding it extremely difficult to make ends meet and to support her children. She also pointed out that there were several other women who live in her district who were faced with the same stressful situation every week without any hope of immediate relief. Complaints from frontline public officers that they are not properly equipped to process suspected Ebola patients have been addressed. The border security officers, such as immigration and customs employees, had reported the matter to their bargaining agent, the National Union of Public Workers. After making representation to the ministry, the NUPW has revealed that training for the frontline workers will start by the end of next week. Acting General Secretary of the Union, Rosalind Smith, told Barbados Today she was able to secure a meeting yesterday with the workers and the Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Joy St. John, to thrash out the concerns. Smith said the 2.5-hour meeting ended with a commitment by the ministry to start a series of training sessions for border security officers, adding that the workers were pleased with the outcome of the talks. In sports now, Barbados is planning to host a historic World Road Tennis Tournament in 2016. The announcement was made yesterday by Minister of Sport Stephen Lashley during the official launch of the National Sports Council's Inter-Parish Road Tennis Tournament, which opens on Sunday. Lashley also disclosed that the ministry was considering constructing a road tennis headquarters.
One of the things that we are looking at very, very seriously is the hosting of a World Road Tennis Tournament. Hear me speak about that for a while. A committee has been formed within the Sports Council to move that forward. And along with that, I dare say it must be that we are looking very seriously at having a home for road tennis as well, within the context of perhaps a mini road tennis stadium. And I've asked the gymnasium to look at some space at the gymnasium.
There's regional and international news after this short break. Hi, I'm Red Plastic Bag. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like cold. Sunshine reigns in my country. I love it.
Catch the sun power.
Welcome back with news from the region that Trinidadian environmentalist Dr. Wayne Kubel Singh, now in his 37th day of a hunger strike, appears closer to death than ever before. Kubel Singh, who insists he is prepared to die in protest against the construction of a major highway extension project through what he says are wetlands, is now bedridden and too weak to return to the picket line outside the Prime Minister's office. Now reduced to mere skin and bones, he is also adamant he doesn't want any doctor, nurse or ambulance to rescue him from the grave. Meanwhile, as work on the various sections of the highway progresses, Prime Minister Kamla Bissessar says she is confused by opposition to the project.
There are no wetlands. Indeed, aerial shots will show that the Debe to Penal segment is passing through already built-up areas, Penal, Superior, Faizabad. Those areas are where people live, not the swampland, not the wetlands. It is because of the choice of this alignment, which connects the towns of Debe, Penal, Superior, and Faizabad, that the acquisition of properties became necessary. As I understand it, the process of acquisition is being achieved through private treaty negotiations, and no one has been forced out of their homes.
And finally, on the international scene, President Barack Obama has expressed cautious optimism about the Ebola situation in the United States as new screening rules were introduced in the country. He said many relatives of the only known person to have died of the virus in America seem to be out of danger. Obama said there were modest signs of progress in Liberia, the hardest hit nation in West Africa. The known death toll is now 4,877, a rise of 322 since last week's report by the World Health Organization. Most of the victims died in 3 West African nations, Liberia, Guinea, and Sierra Leone. However, as increasing numbers of countries place travel bans on these countries, the president of the World Bank, Dr. Jim Young Kim, doesn't believe that's the answer.
It's extremely important not to isolate these 3 countries. One of the things as a medical doctor, and especially for Ebola, one of the greatest tools we have is to elicit what we call a travel history. Where have you been? And if we isolate these 3 countries, then we're going to lose the travel history, because there's going to be such a temptation to lie about where you've been, especially if you've been in these 3 countries. And so we really have to keep a stance where we're in solidarity with these 3 countries. We're trying to help put out the epidemic. And so I think it's very important for us not to be in a situation where the overwhelming motivation is to lie about having been in Liberia, Sierra Leone, or Guinea.
And that's how we end our Barbados Today morning news update. You can join us again for the afternoon edition. But in the meantime, log on to www.barbadostoday.bb, subscribe to our e-paper and email updates, or like us on Facebook. You can also catch us on Izumi Media in bus terminals or Screenplay in supermarkets and gas stations near you. Also tune in to Channel 101 on Lime TV to get the very latest news and sports. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a wonderful day.
This news update is brought to you by
I'm happy. Now I'm gonna take my time. I'm happy. Enjoying myself with lime. I'm happy. Escape from reality. Yay! And let lime take care of me. We're just happy and smiling, doing almost anything, having fun and just living. Shopping, chilling, everything.
Get happy with Barbados' largest and fastest 4G network. Activate any Lime prepaid or postpaid mobile plan today.